I'm really doing something wrong.
I'd rather be
I also
in
feel like
separate
I cheated on him. I did have to ring him and tell him, like, look, if anything comes out in the media, I've been
involved in a threesome this morning on the train.
I had the weirdest experience on the train. I don't know if I'm allowed to share this. I never, ever get, like, uncomfortable with PDA.
Oh, no,
I've spoken
God,
about
I
this.
hate
I've
PDA.
spoken about it before. We're not really, me and Chris are very, very, not private, but like, we don't
don't touch each other.
No.
Ever.
Not out. Well, studies would say we have. But no, not in front of my mum and dad. I don't really, like, he'll give me, like, if he's going out and leaving the house, he'll just say bye, or he'll give me a little peck on the head.
Yeah.
Never, like, tongue down the throat.
Oh, God, no.
Not in front of my mum and dad. I think it would make me uncomfortable.
No.
Also, when we're out with people, we don't like to make people feel uncomfortable. But I've never had an issue with anybody that is PDA. Actually, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh gosh,
God love him.
So cute. Do you know, the first time today, I feel like I've been involved. I feel like I've cheated on Chris. I feel like I've fully had sex with two strangers on a train. Like dry sex.
This was the morning commute, busy train.
Yeah.
Two people.
On the train, fully, like I could see their tongues down each other's throat. There was like action on the legs. And I was sat in the seat on the train where there is three here, and three here.
Three opposite.
Yeah, three.
Yeah.
And it was, I'd sat in the corner. She also, when I got in, I was like, oh, do you mind if I just scoot in and sit down? She didn't acknowledge me, didn't say anything, like, was like grabbing her boyfriend's hand, like holding his hand. And I was just a bit like, I don't want you, man. I just want a seat.
So they were sitting on the seats opposite you?
Yeah, so our knees were touching. So she also had her foot on my plug. So if somebody was, like, if I was sat like that, I would move my foot off the plug just to give them enough room. You know, I'm not moaning here because I'm very much a people lover. I love people. But she'd lent her foot, but she didn't move it. So I had, like, her whole crutch facing me like this. Sorry, I am on my period, so if there's anything there, do let me know. So she was like this. And then he was, like, sliding hands in places where... hands potentially at this time of the morning shouldn't really
not on the morning commute.
Not on the morning commute. And there was tongues in, and he kept getting up to go to the toilet. I think he was, bless his heart. They were very open with what they were talking about. I know her job, her place of work. I know all about her family. I also know she's applied for a new job. They were very loud.
Do you think they've just met, or they're
I don't know.
They're
if
a
it was,
couple.
I don't know if it was a new relationship, but they were very much.
Well, it's obviously a new relationship because
and
that
when
doesn't
they were
last.
talking, they were like caressing each other's hand, which I thought that was quite sweet. They were just very, very touchy-feely, which was nice, but the touchy-feely was going a bit far on occasion.
Was he going to the toilet because he needed to?
So he was making it very apparent to the whole train that he was struggling with his bathroom situation. I thought, bless him, that's not good when you're in the train and you've got the shits. I've been there. I know what it's like.
Hang on. Amidst all of this, you think he had the shits as well?
So he was going back and forth, having the poops, and they were caressing each other, and
that didn't put her off, knowing that he was shitting himself.
No, and then they had to disembark from each other, and that was
how was the goodbye?
There was this older chap sat next to me, and there was a lot of men on the train today, and there was these older chaps here, two here, and then the guy sat next to me, and he kind of looked at me for help, like.
It's one of those where, like, everyone was looking and thinking the same thing, but no one was saying anything.
I wanted to look because I'd seen so much.
Yeah.
I was fully invested in this whole relationship, and I was like, look, I need to know how the goodbye goes. So I was a bit like, caressing of the face, stroking of the hair, and they were like, bye. Like, has anybody else done this?
Seen it?
Seen it, how comfortable. I've never ever in my 36 years experienced it, and I generally thought it was wild, and I truly felt very, very
violated.
No, I just felt like I was taking some really special time that they needed.
You had a front row seat.
I did.
Well.
I was I had the whole crutch and everything. I was fully locked and loaded.
Some people pay good money for that.
She actually at one point clocked me looking, and gave me really bad daggers.
Oh, come on!
And there was no, and we were facing opposite. I was also going backwards, and I kind of at one point had to be just like, oh, this is too much.
Did it make you feel a bit sick?
It just was full on.
What was the demographic? Were they like
they were younger than us, but not youthy young. They were like.
Maybe like 30?
She went all the way to London. She's working up here.
So you think what?
I would say late 20s, early 30s.
New relationship.
I just don't know if it was new or they were just very, very for each other, you know?
Gosh.
It does fascinate me because then I do question myself. Like I text Chris like, I really love you. Like, should we be doing this?
One can only imagine what's that's like.
Am I missing? Like, I feel bad. I feel bad for Chris that I'm not. No. Should I stroke his face when we're embracingly kissing?
No, I don't want to be that guy.
Should I stroke him while we leave?
No.
Like, I just feel like I'm really doing something wrong.
I'd rather be
I also feel like
beds.
I cheated on him. I did have to ring him and tell him, like, look, if anything comes out in the media, I've been involved in a threesome this morning on the train. I've cheated on you. I'm really sorry. Felt like a lot, you know.
That's too much.
And that's not me saying that anybody should never show PDA. I just didn't. I've never experienced it before.
No, that is too much. Do you know who makes me feel sick to my stomach?
Hopefully not your husband.
No, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. Was it that kind of level?
Yeah. That's a really, really good example. I thought at one point she was going to climb into his lap. Generally, there was nowhere to move. It was the first train of the day. It was really, really busy. There was nowhere to go. I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. Also sat with Pua. I had Pua and a banjo on the train.
Yeah.
Celebrating our 1 year episode today, we finally moved into the studio.
Yeah, it's taken us a while.
We've brought some
toys with us.
We have. There's a lot of story behind my toys today. We'll get into those.
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
My toys. These, when people say I've got toys, this is my toys.
Yeah.
I'm not strapping out
nothing sexy.
Big willies. These are my toys.
Yeah.
These are my friends.
These are mine.
This is my crew. But yeah, I was also sat while having this episode with this
carrying
lady.
a big fluffy dog.
That's not a dog, he's a pig.
Oh, a pig.
It's Pua. Pua the pig. Yeah. Sorry, Pua. Have you never watched Moana?
I didn't
Shock
know.
horror.
No, I know. I didn't know what Pua was from.
I feel like Joseph would like Pua.
It's in Moana.
So I had him. I had my banjo.
Yeah.
I did at one point think, should I
start playing the ukulele?
Shall I serenade
them?
Shall I give them some time?
I wanna sex you up.
Or that's a wet ass pussy. You know, it was full on. So that also added to the journey in today.
I could tell it was on your mind because it was the first thing you said when you saw me.
I know, and then I was like, I can't tell you everything. I need to leave it for our catch up.
Yeah, you have to get it off your chest. No, I'm happy for happy couples, but that's too much.
Yeah, I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. Like, I'm all for love. I love.
Yeah, but behind closed doors, please.
Just the stroking, I think, was
too much.
Yeah, and like handsies and a lot of poo talk.
I think he was going to the toilet for something else.
I didn't even that
didn't cross your mind.
No, that didn't really. Well, at least they weren't going to get like the Mile High Club.
They weren't going together.
Have you ever had sex on an aeroplane?
Oh my God! No, you can barely go for a piss.
Yeah.
Have you?
I've never really gone on planes, do I?
Oh no, you
haven't been on one in 11 years. No, I don't think I'd be able to have sex on a plane. But I truly need to know if someone's had sex on a plane.
Yes.
Are you a part of the Mile High Club?
And what's the train?
Talk to me.
What's the train equivalent of
what's
the
the position? What position are we doing? Are we going over the sink?
No.
Because then you'd be too high, wouldn't you? What, are we sitting on the loo and he's crutching down?
Don't know, but
I don't want to be... Imagine you were out on the aeroplane and the flusher went. There goes me intestine. Didn't need that anyway.
It sucks through the floor. I want to know what's the train equivalent of the Mile High Club.
Yeah, what is the train equivalent? 1 mile club? Mile Low Club?
The 1 mile an hour
We
club?
should have asked them. We should have asked our friends on the train.
They'll know.
Mile
You
Low
might
Club.
see them on the way back tonight.
I really hope I don't.
Oh, imagine.
That was too much. I think 1 episode in my lifetime, that was
One
enough.
session's enough.
I've never watched porn.
No.
Have you ever watched porn?
No.
This has escalated.
I think it's really common for people to
watch porn, yeah.
As like couples.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever watched it. I'm trying to think now if I've ever... I caught one of my ex-boyfriends watching it once. That was probably as uncomfortable as the scenario on the train.
What do you mean caught him?
He was watching porn.
Yeah.
Well, I'd gone to work.
Oh,
and then I forgot something, so ran back to the flat and... That was not...
What did he say? Was he embarrassed?
Yeah, he threw his tablet across the floor and was sat with his bits in the front row. Oh God, it was so uncomfortable.
Was that the end of the relationship?
Yeah, it went downhill from there. It plummeted. If I'm honest, it was not the best time. It was very, very uncomfortable. Probably as uncomfortable as watching them people on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awkward.